The man whose negotiations with David Cameron failed to avert the Brexit vote, with a plan on negotiating its consequences. EU Council President Donald Tusk sounding like he's already playing hardball.
Once and only once we have achieved sufficient progress on the withdrawal, can we discuss the framework for our future relationship. Starting parallel talks on all issues at the same time, as suggested by some in the UK, will not happen.
But this was a softening of the French-German position that withdrawal talks need to wrap up before trade talks between Britain and the EU begin. One priority in Tusk guidelines is agreeing reciprocal guarantees of EU and UK citizens. Another, making sure a non-member of the Union that doesn't live up to the same obligations as a member cannot have the same rights and enjoy the same benefits as a member. And there can be no cherry-picking. But also, in an apparent concession to the UK, the second phase of the negotiations can begin as soon as sufficient progress has been made in the first phase towards reaching a satisfactory agreement. So, what exactly does sufficient progress mean? I asked the Maltese Prime Minister and current rotating EU President, Joseph Muscat.
First, we agree on the principles of the exit. Then, once the principles of the exit are agreed, we will start talking about the future relationship. But, and that's a very important but, the sufficient progress will be determined by the 27.
That sounds like a stick, not a carrot.
No, I think it's about negotiating.
It's Freedom Day here, when Malta celebrates the moment the last British warship sailed out of its waters. Since then, the two countries have maintained close ties. After this Brexit, with tortuous negotiations ahead, can Britain and the European Union do the same? On another rocky outcrop at the other end of the Mediterranean, Tusk guidelines are causing outrage. They appear to offer Spain a veto on the future of Gibraltar, infuriating the territory's chief minister.
Let's be very clear about what Spain is doing here. She is employing her unhealthy obsession with Gibraltar and bringing it to the table of a very complex negotiation already. Gibraltar is not going to be a political pawn in Brexit, neither is it going to be a victim of Brexit. Gibraltar is going to be very prosperous and very successful and entirely British before, during and after Brexit. So if there is any suggestion that Gibraltar is somehow in play, then it is absolutely erroneous.
Just one thorny issue among many likely to bedevil Brexit talks in the months and years ahead. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News in Malta.